Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Unfortunate Love was how Lakshmi leaves the house again and she gets into trouble after she witnessed a murder. Then some goons started following her to kill her. So let's continue from there. Shalu and Ayush are in the car looking for Lakshmi. Shalu asks that how did my sister go without anyone knowing, and she asks if Ayush was sleeping. Ayush says yes and he asks her not to react. Shalu asks that why didn't you take care of Lakshmi? Ayush says should I stand outside her room, and says we came to know that she has left the house when Rishi's slippers got her letter. Shalu asks that how did Rishi's slippers get Lakshmi's letter? Ayush says it was talked to Rishi's slippers. Shalu says my sister must be troubled because Neelam and Karishma told her something. Ayush says I don't know and says we are in her support majority of time. Shalu says once I see Lakshmi, then I will scold her and says how can she go like this? Ayush says to Shalu that I will cut your tongue if you scold Lakshmi and says she is Lakshmi, my sister-in-law. He says her name is Lakshmi, sister-in-law. Shalu says she is my sister first before becoming your sister-in-law. Ayush says she is my sister-in-law now. Lakshmi leaves from the lady that saved her earlier and she thinks of where to go as she is running on the road. The goons get tired of searching for Lakshmi and they says that they should go. The other goon says that Bayaji will kill them. Lakshmi reaches the same place where they had killed the goon earlier and the goon sees her and they run to catch her and they finally catch her. The goon calls Bayaji and tells him that they killed the man but the girl witnessed the murder, so what should they do? Bayaji asks the goons if they did not kill the guy seeing the auspicious time. The goon says they had killed him seeing the auspicious time, but he asks should I kill the girl? Bayaji asks them to keep her captive until he tells them a good auspicious time and he ends the call. The goons are taking Lakshmi away in the car and Rishi comes there on his bike and sees Lakshmi being taken away in the car. Ayush asks Rishi that where is he going? Rishi says someone was taking Lakshmi away. Ayush says kidnapped and they follow the kidnappers and comes to the place. The goons bring Lakshmi inside the garden. The other goon looks at Lakshmi and asks if she was alone. Lakshmi thinks that nobody knows that I am here. Rishi tells Ayush and Shalu that the goons have taken Lakshmi inside and Ayush says let's attack, but Rishi stops him. Rishi says to Ayush that we don't know how many men are inside. He says I will go and see and he asks Ayush to be with Shalu. Ayush says he will come with him and he jokes, but Rishi and Shalu slaps him. Shalu asks Rishi to be careful and Rishi goes inside. The goon asks Lakshmi if she was alone or if someone was with her and Lakshmi nods that she was alone. The goon tells the other goons that they should sleep because nobody was with her. Lakshmi thinks that if I had told Rishi that I was leaving the house, then he would have come here and saved me. Rishi comes to the window. Lakshmi sees Rishi and Rishi looks at Lakshmi and he signals to her not to make any noise. Rishi looks at the goons and he thinks that there are three. Lakshmi thinks that why was she missing Rishi so much that she is even imagining that Rishi came here. Ayush pretends to sit like a priest and says I am going in the future and I am seeing if he will be able to save sister-in-law or not. Shalu raises her hand on him, but Ayush stops her and says that if she slaps him, then he will steal her respect. Shalu asks Ayush that what does it mean? Ayush asks what did I say? He says why was my tongue not in control and it's broken, and then he tells her what it means actually. Shalu says you are a fool. Ayush says nothing would happen to sister-in-law. Shalu says brother-in-law will save my sister and she prays for her sister. Rishi comes back from the garden and tells Ayush and Shalu that three goons are inside and they have a gun. He says they can attack them and make a plan with them, and then he goes inside. The goon is awake and he tells the other goon that the girl seems to be from a rich family. The other goon asks if he wants to be the son-in-law to a rich family and says we have to kill her. The goons hear someone shouting and they goes out while one goon is inside with Lakshmi. Shalu and Ayush are pretending to argue verbally and they fight. The goon watch them and then think that they can undo them. Ayush asks Shalu to hug him and Shalu hugs him. Then they pretend to fight again. The goon asks Ayush and Shalu not to shout while the other goon threatens to call the police if they don't stop their nonsense. Rishi comes inside and locks the door. He asks the goon why did he keep the girl captive. The goon asks if he is a relative. Rishi says yes, we have heart-to-heart connection. The goon asks Rishi to tell him what his relationship with Lakshmi is. Rishi says I really don't know, else I would have told you. He says but we have some relationship which we are not even aware of outside. The goon asks Ayush and Shalu that what are they both doing there. Ayush says it is good that you came here and says this girl. He praises the goon's style and he asks if they landed from south. Shalu says to Ayush that you did not praise me. I am a girl and you are praising them. Should I beat you with stone? Ayush and Shalu argue again because they are trying to keep the two goons outside while Rishi saved Lakshmi from one goon inside. The goon asks Ayush and Shalu that who are you both? Shalu says we lost our way and we came here and we had a fight also. Ayush says to the goons that him and Shalu fight a lot, but they have so much love between them, and fire too. Shalu steps on his feet, and the goon asks them to go to a mental asylum. They hit the goons with the stones that they are holding, and Shalu asks Ayush that what would they do with them, and how would they tie them. The goon inside asks Rishi to go, and says there is nothing for you, but Rishi says I will take Lakshmi away from here. Ayush and Shalu ties the goons with their cloth rope. The goon asks them to free them, and Ayush says, I have tied them with the rope. Rishi asks the goon to shoot him, and he asks if he is waiting for the auspicious time, and he asks, should I call the priest? He beats the goon, and a song plays in the background. Shalu tells Ayush that where is brother-in-law? Ayush says, my brother will blow the goons down and save Lakshmi at all cost. The goons get up and makes Ayush fall down, and they sit on him, asking Shalu to free their aunt. Ayush asks Shalu not to listen to them and says Rishi will come. The goon says our man must have killed Rishi by now. Shalu frees their hand and legs and they beat Ayush badly. Rishi frees Lakshmi's hand. Lakshmi asks, why did you come here? She says, I told you not to come behind me. So why did you come here searching for me? And says they will kill you. Rishi asks her to be quiet and says, what is your problem? And says, let him do what he wants to do with me. Rishi asks Lakshmi to tell him why she ran away from home. Lakshmi asks if Rishi would have let her go if she had told him. Rishi says, I will take you home and then I will lock you in the house jail. She says, jail? She asks, where did he go? They see the goons standing and the other goons bringing Ayush and Shalu inside, and Rishi picks the gun kept there. The goons threatens to kill Ayush and Shalu, and Lakshmi says no. The goon says we have to kill this girl, but now we have to kill 3 more people along with her. Rishi asks why. The goon says Lakshmi saw us murdering someone. They ask, who are you? Are you our husband or our lover? Rishi says no, I don't know. The goon says that Rishi was fooling me also, saying that he doesn't know the relationship he shared with the girl. They ask Rishi to give them the gun, else he will strangle Ayush and Shalu. Rishi gives them the gun, and the goon asks Rishi and Lakshmi to get married, and says you will be happy together. Rishi says I love someone else, and I will marry only that person. The goon says to Rishi that you are lying again, and you came here as a hero to save her, and you are lying that you love someone else. He says you will not marry her because we are all 4. The other goon takes the gun and says I will kill Ayush and Shalu, but I will kill this guy first, who had beaten me with the stone. Ayush says to the goon that he stoned him and it was a joke. He says I am a funny man. The goon says we will joke with you. The other goon says I will talk to Bayaji and I will ask what we should do with them. He calls Bayaji and tells him that 3 more people came here to save the girl. Bayaji checks the time and says this is the auspicious time, so kill all of them. The goon asks that whom should I kill first? Rishi signals at Ayush and he takes the rod and he throws it at the goon while Ayush moves down. Rishi takes the gun and he asks the goons to go to a side, and Ayush, Lakshmi, Rishi and Shalu leave and they lock the door while the goons are inside. Rishi and others were standing outside. Lakshmi shouted at Rishi, Ayush and Shalu for risking their lives and coming there. Rishi asks that why are you shouting at us, and says this thing is happening due to you. And he asks that why did you think that everyone in the house is worried, and says it is because of you, and says nobody is stressed because of me. Lakshmi says to Rishi that I told you that I will take my life's decision. Rishi says, did you see the result of your decision? And says if I had not gone to your room in the night, then I wouldn't have gotten the letter that was stick to my slippers. He says, do you have any idea what would have happened? Lakshmi asks, why did you go to my room? Rishi says, I felt that something was wrong and that was why I went there. Shalu says to Rishi and others that we should go away from here. Rishi asks Ayush to take Shalu away from there in the car, and Rishi sits on his bike while Lakshmi sits behind him on the bike and they leave. The goons get worried, fearing that Bayaji will kill them. Rishi asks Lakshmi to hold him and says she will fall down. Lakshmi holds Rishi and asks him to ride slow, and Rishi smiles. In the morning, Virendra comes home and takes juice from the servant. Karishma is going out and Lakshmi and Rishi come back home. Grandma asks that where are you both coming from? Neelam asks Rishi if everything is okay. Rishi says Lakshmi had gone away from the house in the evening and Virendra and Grandma are shocked. Karishma asks Rishi that what was the need to bring Lakshmi back. Rishi says that it was needed and says he doesn't want to talk on the same topic again and he doesn't want to spoil his mood. He says Lakshmi will stay in my room. Karishma says what the hell and says that Lakshmi is not your wife now. She says if I ask you that what is your relationship with Lakshmi, then you will say it is of care, worry and friendship. So how can Lakshmi stay in your room? Rishi says to Karishma that I know that me and Lakshmi are not husband and wife, but she was my wife before. Karishma says if you were husband and wife before, then you would have stayed in the same room, but now both of you are divorced. Rishi says you did not let me complete my statement and says that Lakshmi will stay in the room next to his room so that he can keep an eye on her and make sure that she doesn't leave the house again. Bani hoped that Shalu will return soon so that Rano will not know about her. Rano asks if Bani will make breakfast or if she will make someone as Ao. Bani says she herself is Ao. Rano asks where is Shalu. Bani says she has gone to buy something. Rano asks her to make tasty food. Bani thinks to ask Shalu to bring something back home so that Rano doesn't doubt her. Karishma tells Rishi that he will tell her later that Lakshmi will stay in his room from staying in a room close to his room. Rishi says I am afraid because Lakshmi had gone today and I don't want her to go again. I want to keep an eye on her so that she doesn't leave. Neelam says that Lakshmi does this only. She ran away because she wants to make fear grow in Rishi's heart. Karishma says that Lakshmi has done this so that Rishi can remarry her. Lakshmi says no. Karishma says you are nothing for us, so stay away from our family matters. Rishi says I will not bear any insult against Lakshmi and says that Lakshmi will stay in the room adjacent to his room. He says there is nothing in her heart and there is nothing in my heart too. And he holds Lakshmi's hand and takes her to the room. Virendra smiles and he claps. A song plays in the background. Karishma tells Neelam that Rishi said that there is nothing in his heart for Lakshmi and he took her to the room and Lakshmi also went with him. She says, oh God. Grandma asks Karishma to come and do the puja with her, but Karishma asks her to do a puja alone because this house is not in Neelam's sister-in-law's hand anymore. Lakshmi asks Rishi to leave her hand and says Rishi is now her father. Rishi says father. Lakshmi says everyone would think like this. They would think that you are now my father. Rishi asks what? He says will everyone think that I want to bring you closer to me, that I want to marry you, and that I want to get you again? He says yes, I want all this, and he asks if Lakshmi has any problem with it, and Lakshmi looks on in shock. Okay guys, thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, share it, and check the comment section for the link to the next episode once it is available. And I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.